last one on it's the international break. Talk about England. What do you think of the England setup at the moment and the chances of England competing at the top level anytime soon?
Listen, England are competing at the top level. I think people try to people try to make England are that bad. If you look at the England side, you know they've got Stevie G, Lampard, they've got world-class players. You know, so they should be competing at any level. It doesn't matter. You know what they've got to understand. For me, is that England have always struggled to qualify for tournaments. I've played in most of them, and we've always struggled, whether it's European tournament or World Cup tournaments. We always seem to do that. We always make it hard for ourselves. So this is nothing new to anybody else, which is going on. Obviously, you're expecting to beat Moldova. Obviously, they've got tough on against Ukraine and Poland and Montenegro. But you still think we are England. You know, we have got world-class players. So we should be beating this side, and we should be competing against the Spanish and the German. The problem we've got is that we think we should be competing against them on their terms. So we should also start being technical, start playing from the back, start going through the thirds. And one thing about England, have always been a passionate country. They've always been based on motivation, passion, getting in people's faces. Yeah, we can play football, but you go back to Euro '96. You know, we played against some fantastic sides. The Dutch, no one came more technical than the Dutch, and we beat them just by being on the front foot and passion and a bit of quality. But that's what we're good at, and yet we're trying to go from that and trying to change the whole culture of the English game that's been there for God knows how long, to try and say let's be more technical. You know, and this is the problem. What happened to the passion? What happened to being on the front foot? What happened to closing down? Has that gone out the window now all of a sudden? Because when we do that, we're good. You know, when we were losing to Brazil and American Arda a couple of months ago, Chamberlain comes on and scores, all of a sudden on the front foot. All of a sudden we looked like a different opposition. We weren't technically better than the Brazilians, but because we're on the front foot, we looked a better team. And I think we're kind of going away from all that. And we talk about, well, we got St George's Park and, you know, it's a great setup. Yeah, it's a great setup. But what's it for? But it's for the coaches to coach the coaches to be better coaches. Who are the coaches who are coaching the coaches? Because if they're no good, that coach is going to be no good. So we don't know where we're going with it at the moment. So as far as I'm concerned, there's so many questions that need to be dealt. You know what I mean? Have we got too many foreign managers in? Have we got too many foreign owners in? You know, because you bring foreign managers in. You know, I remember at Liverpool with Rafa. He came to Liverpool, and not only did he bring foreign players in, which you don't mind, but he also brought in like 15 or 14 kids, Spanish kids, into the academies. And they're blocking the kids who've been there from 7 and 8, the English kids. They get blocked at a certain statistic, and they say, oh, we'll sod that, and you lose them to the game. And this is the problem you have. So there's loads of questions that need to be answered. It's just, obviously, everyone's got an opinion. Whatever the opinion the FA take on board, I don't know. But we haven't wanted change at the FA for many, many years. You know, I thought we were changing in the 96, 98 with Hoddle and Venables. Hoddle was a fantastic manager, fantastic. His ideas were unbelievable. And we changed it. Venables was a fantastic manager, and we changed it, and I think we've kind of stood still since then. So, and that's down to the FA, because they've not wanted to change. Now, obviously, Greg Dyke's coming, and he seems that he wants to change, wants to get to the root of it. But as much as we need to get to the root of it, don't forget what we're actually good at, and don't forget the passion and, you know, desire and motivation that gets us to where we are. Because the reason why Blackpool are top of the table is not because of technically we're fantastic, but we've got passion and desire, and we can get on the front foot, and we've got a spirit. And that's what you talk about, bulldog spirit. That's what England's based on. And if you can add technical players to that, great. But don't think it's all got to be technical. Because at the end of the day, if we're losing 1-0 and there's 10 minutes to go and we're passing from the back like Barcelona, fans are going, get it forward, because that's what they want. That's the passion. You're not going to change the mentality of the fans. Fans are not used to seeing playing from the back all the time. Yeah, Man United can do it. Man City can do it. You know, but we all can't do it. If you ask, no disrespect, to Stoke, you know, we went a bit longer with Pulis, to start saying, right, from now on, everyone in the Premier League has to play from the goalkeeper through the thirds. They won't do it today. But yet every other team in Germany, in Italy, in Spain, all play the same way of football. You don't see any Spanish team go along. You don't sit in Italy, but here, we're so diverse in how styles of football are. And that's the culture of our game. So don't change your culture, can we add to it? But keep the passion and the motivation and, you know, and what we're good at. Because when we're good at it, we're great at it.
Can I just ask you one on it? You said we've got world-class players. A lot of people say, who are the world-class players anymore in the England team? In your opinion, Paul, how many world-class players who can compete with the very best, with the Javis, with the Messis, with the very, very best players in the world, how many have we got at this moment in time?
Well, I think you can look at Stevie Gerrard. Stevie Gerrard's a world-class player. The thing is, sometimes it's the way we play. Because we're kind of inferior to when we play the Spanish, we kind of sit back on them. Now, we know the Spanish and the Thais and the Brazilians. If we sit back against those teams, they got those clever little players that we haven't got, that can get in between the gaps. You know, so it doesn't matter as we sit back, they're going to get through us. Okay? But the likes of Stevie Gerrard, and I know the kid is an unbelievable player, he's best when he's on the front foot, when he's going forward. Frankie Lampard's best when he's going forward. We can't afford to sit back. Ashley Cole, one of the best fullbacks. You know, JT, they're all players, you look at them when they're going forward, not when they're kind of sitting back and trying to be hard to beat. You know, that's not England, that's not the way we play. You know, and we're world-class players, but we're different world-class players. Because people look at Xavi and Iniesta, Ronaldo, you know, they're world-class players, but don't tell me Rooney couldn't get in that side. You know, or John Terry, or an Ashley Cole, or Stevie Gerrard. Yeah, they're a little bit older. But so are those players, you know. And I think we've got a chance now where we've got a bunch of kids, you know, who are coming through the system. I think you look at Chamberlain, you look at Walcott, Barkley, Redmond's doing well at Norwich, you've got Thomas. I mean, there's kids there. You could now start trying to form, you know, a generation. And this is when you look at the Germans, the Spanish, you know, their kids have come from 17. I went to Spain and Turkey this year, and the kids were there, come through the 17s, 18s, 19s, 20s, 21s all together. You know, into the first team. I think that's the same with the Germans. You know, look at when they beat England, it was a young team. You know, but they weren't scared to throw them in because the process was, they said, we can get to this stage, we'll have a good team that know how each other plays. We don't do that. We go from one squad, then we go to another squad. You know, can we form a group of kids now? Because I think we've got some good kids coming through, you know, 18, 19. Can we now get that group together, take them through the generations of 19s, 21s, and incorporate them into the first team? Then we might have a chance.